Hey guys, J-Man Selections on the Jzone with a special video. 20 years of Sonic. Sonic's 20th anniversary. This is June 23rd of 2011. 20 years of Sonic, and I have so much to talk about on this video. I'm just gonna hold up some of the Sonic stuff I have. Sonic. This is one of the Archie comics, and I've got Sonic 2 here. Probably one of my favorite games of all time. This series has done so much. From the speedy, unique platforming style it used to have, to just the way it immersed you in these beautiful environments, to, at one point, I remember they did a poll on Sonic and they compared it to some of these really great icons in terms of children, and at one point Sonic was actually more recognizable than Mickey Mouse. And when they did this is back on the Disney Renaissance, when you had movies like Lion King, Little Mermaid. Sonic was more recognizable because the great thing about Sonic, he had such a unique and different personality. He was more in your face. I'm gonna be cocky. The adverts they used to show about it, he was just running around everywhere. He was a really different sort of video games character, especially compared to Mario. A lot of gamers owe a lot to Sonic and Mario because they literally started this whole console war thing, because back in the day we had Nintendo versus Sega, Genesis does what Nintendo don't, and that was all triggered by the two mascots Sonic and Mario. And the reason I like both of those game series a lot, but the thing about Sonic was he had a more unique and more cooler sort of personality to him, while Mario was very eccentric. And I mean that by, he's a plumber that's sort of chubby and he goes around jumping on Goombas, and he was more eccentric and more of a out of the box type character. But Sonic, the personality was there, and both of them did feature great gameplay. Even though I know there's been a decline in how good the Sonic games have been recently, it's coming back and it's getting better. Today, if you have a PS3, I know on the European side of things, on PSN, you can download the Sonic Generations demo, and I played it. It's great. The graphics are just awesome. They made the spin dash a one button press, so you press square to do the spin dash, which really works great, because in the more newer Sonic games they sort of scrapped the spin dash, but now they have it back in there, which is always awesome. The controls are just spot on. They have the physics back to the way they used to be in the classic games. So people that were complaining about Sonic having the weird physics in Sonic 4, they made it back to normal. And Sonic, it just feels really great to play as Sonic. The controls are really, really great, and that's one of the things you need in the type of game with such speedy platforming. I'm just going to go over some of the things that are great about Sonic. It was just awesome because Sonic had so many cartoon series and it had an anime series. The anime series was of course Sonic X. When it came over here in America, it had the sort of 4Kids dub, and I didn't hate 4Kids at all, and I still don't. And the series was just really nostalgic. It had that sort of modern Sonic feel to it. The thing that was great about it, it had arcs based on the Sonic games. So there was a sort of SA2 arc and SA1 arc, and SA2 and SA1 means Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2. It had sort of arcs from the games, which was really cool because you could see the way they adapted those arcs. And then we had Sat AM, which is really awesome. Sat AM, it's just so great. It's a story about freedom fighters. Sonic is a freedom fighter. It has characters from the Archie comics, like some of these characters, like this guy was in it as well. You had Sally the raccoon, or whatever her name was. You had all of these different sorts of characters in it, and it was just it was a really great series to watch, and it had a sort of more darker feel to it. And then there was obviously there was Sonic, just the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. That one was really sort of a Saturday morning cartoon sort of formula to it, where it's very episodic, very funny, and it wasn't taken too seriously, and it had the whole thing that was really cool. Sonic Says. Sonic Says was really cool because it would have sort of life lessons at the end of the show. Like, that's no good. If you're a Sonic fan, you know what I'm talking about. But it had really great morals in it. at the end of the show. It was just a really great show for kids to watch, and it's really nostalgic. Another one was obviously Sonic Underground. A lot of people don't like Sonic Underground, and I don't have too much of a beef with Sonic Underground. To me, it's a decent-ish sort of cartoon to watch. Also, a great thing about Sonic, I like some of the characters. Out of the characters, my favourite, other than Sonic himself, would have to be Tails and Blaze. Tails was awesome because you could just fly around with Tails, and I like the fact that he was smart. I like a lot of the smart characters. You have Blaze. Blaze is a really strong female character, and it's always awesome to have strong female characters. I really like strong female characters. Also, Knuckles. Knuckles is cool, and Knuckles is relatable because he's sort of the more black character. He's an echidna, and they made him in like the way his hair is and his spines are. It's like he's got dreadlocks, and a lot of people related him to being the black sort of character. You had Shadow, which was emo Sonic. You had the Chaotix, which appeared in Sonic Heroes. They were okay. Silver, the Dick. I mean, a great array of characters the Sonic series had. In terms of games, as I said, Sonic 2 is probably my favourite. I really did like Sonic 3 and Knuckles as well. Sonic 1, just classic and old school. Newer games that I really did like. Sonic Heroes to me was really... I remember playing Sonic Heroes. The only problem with Sonic Heroes is that it got repetitive, but it was still a pretty fun game because you had that sort of tag team aspects, 3 characters. You're playing as... you have 3 characters on the screen at the same time. You have a leader, and it's sort of tag team sort of game. That was called Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed. I love the speediness, and the Sonic levels were great. Just speedy platforming. It felt more like a race actually because there was less platforming, but the speed on that game was amazing. Also, the great thing about Sonic Unleashed was the soundtrack in Sonic games are always good, and Sonic Unleashed had such a great soundtrack, like Endless Possibilities. I really love that soundtrack, and just the Sonic soundtrack in general, like Chemical Plant Zone. I love that zone in terms of music. The Sonic Unleashed final boss, Sonic Colors. I like all of the tracks in Sonic Colors. SA1 and SA2, like some people really loved the Dreamcast games, which were Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2. Those were the first games for Sonic to go into 3D, and a lot of people loved the way those games played out. I do love the way those games played out, but they weren't the best. I mean, also I need to talk about the way Sonic went through a sort of downhill stage with Sonic 06, that people hated that game. I think that's the worst rated game ever, and it really was bad, and it had bestiality in it, which was horrible. And Sonic the Black Knight wasn't too good either, but it seems like Sega's going in the right step in the direction, and they're making it better, because I really did like Sonic Colors. I mean, Sonic Generations looks good. I like playing the Olympic games as well. I mean, this Sonic series means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of gamers, because it branched people out into playing games. It was just so incredible the way it had this sort of really fast-paced platforming. If you want fast-paced platforming, the only place you can really go to is Sonic, in my opinion. And it had a lot of uniqueness to it, which I really did love about it. Music, as I said, was awesome. Graphically is awesome. The fan base is another problem. I mean, you do have the old Sonic fags, and they do get annoying, like green eyes, and if you know what that means. And then there's the whole recolor war, and the what was the other one? I mean, there are a lot of Sonic fags, but you find out in a lot of popular fan bases there are a lot of fags, like the Call of Duty fan base, the Naruto fan base. I know all about that, and Twilight fan base as well. You have your odd fan bases, and I happen to like some Sonic and Naruto and lot. They have, I wouldn't say messed up fan bases, but the thing about fan bases is the stupid fans tend to be the loudest, so it gives these series a bad name. But honestly, Sonic it's just one of the, I'll say it's one of the most influential game series of all time. It did so much for gaming today, and people should remember it, and people should be, you know, just remembering like Sonic and Mario obviously as well did so much for gaming, so much. And I have a lot to owe to this, so I just want to say thank you to Sega for bringing us awesome games. Thank you to Sega for making this game, and thank you for Sega for recently bringing out some really awesome games. I won't say all of the newer games have been bad, but some of them have been a bit off. But Sega, you're improving and you're getting better. I mean, we're almost there in terms of how I want Sonic to play, but what I do want for the future, I want for you guys to add in some of these other characters and give them some levels. I mean, is it just me, or do you want to see a Sonic game with Tails in it and Knuckles in it, all playable, like those three characters playable, Knuckles with some sort of like beat 'em up gameplay, Tails with, it would be awesome to have Tails with some flying based gameplay with him outside of the mech, and maybe he does a bit of collecting, and Knuckles has some like beat 'em up elements like Sonic has the fast paced platforming. It would be awesome to see a game just like that. And even with Blazing, I don't want too many characters crammed into it, but I mean, with Sonic Generations, it seems like you've got the Sonic stuff down, so next time it'll be awesome to see some other characters. But I don't know what else to say. Sonic, happy 20th birthday. Guys at Sega, just do a great job with Sonic Generations. And yeah, what are some of your favourite Sonic memories and some of your favourite Sonic levels? I would actually list out some of my favourite Sonic levels now. Obviously, Chemical Plant from Sonic 2, Musical Plant from Sonic Advance 2, I really love that stage. I also, in Sonic Unleashed, I really love Spingonia Day. Spingonia Day is like one of the best levels ever, and I love the soundtrack for that. Yeah, and like, what are some of your favourite Sonic soundtracks and some of your favourite Sonic, just some of your favourite Sonic moments and memories? Please list them down below. And what does Sonic mean to you? Give me your video responses in your comments, and yeah, just enjoy it. And just one of the best games ever. Just win. Ghetto 3D. I got that from Straight Up Reviews, but anyway, J-Man Seductions on the Jzone. Live and learn. Good luck and God bless. What does Sonic mean to you? And live and learn. Yeah, live and learn. I actually got that saying. I got that saying from Sonic Adventure 2, but it's not like I kind of came up with it. How do I put it? I got it from Sonic Adventure 2, but it means a bit more to me than just the game saying, because it's kind of deep. You've got to live life and learn from your mistakes and stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Peace, and yeah. Green eyes! See you later, guys.